It's locked. I can't believe I'm doing this.
I'll never be your wife!
Stupid newborn!
Let me go, you bastard!
Miss Teasdale, are you all right?
How do you know my name? Who are you?
My name is Dr. Reed. I managed to track you down thanks to your father.
So my father really was looking after me. This man, this vampire told me my father was dead. Is it true?
I'm afraid so, miss. I'm so sorry for your...
I suppose my...
Thankfully, he did not search your...
I must find my father's body. He deserves a proper burial.
Goodbye, Miss Teasdale. And be careful. Until we meet again. I cannot enter.
It's locked, all right. I have this thirst for blood.
Good evening, Miss Price. How are you tonight?
Dr. Reed, I didn't know you had returned from the war. I had a new doctor when you left, but he's not as kind as you.
Always glad to see a former patient in good condition. It's been a long time.
Too long indeed. And as a token of my appreciation, I'll grant you the best price if you fancy buying anything from my humble shop.
What can you tell me about yourself, Miss Price?
I'm still managing my shop. The only difference is, since the quarantine, we're open at night. You, on the contrary, seem to have changed a lot.
Tell me more about yourself. No new fiancé? I remember you were hoping to get remarried. I'm sure you must have a few suitors.
Who would marry an old bat like myself with a grown daughter and a little business? As you know, I only fancy handsome men like yourself.
Really? Have I changed that much? It must have been the war and the night shifts since my return.
Don't get me wrong, Dr. Reed, you're still handsome. Just maybe a little bit wiser, more serious. It suits you well.
Do you need my medical attention, Miss Price?
Oh yes, I feel so oppressed lately. And tired and feeble, too. Thank you so much, Doctor. You're always so considerate.
I'm just doing my job.
Perhaps. But I have always been grateful for your concern, you know.
Have you noticed anything in particular in this part of town recently?
Other than you coming back to cheer me up? Nothing at all, Dr. Reed.
Does your daughter still worry you, Miss Price? I remember you were often concerned about her health when she was younger.
Have you not seen Carol since you returned? She's almost a young woman now. But she'll always remain my sweet little baby.
So you're less afraid?
Some things never change. Carol is still too clumsy for her own good. Sometimes her innocence puts her in real danger.
You have every reason to be cautious.
Maybe you could talk with her, Dr. Reed. It would be nice to have a man here more often. We would both feel safer.
Why would her innocence put her in danger?
She does not realize how cruel life can be. Maybe I was a bad mother.
Do you know Aloysius Dawson?
Everybody knows him. He's only been to my shop once, though, looking for rare books and other intriguing antiques.
Did he buy something from you?
No, he left quickly. He almost laughed at my goods. Mr. Dawson may be a rich man, but you can't buy good manners.
But isn't Aloysius Dawson known for his philanthropy?
That was before his brother Robert died in an aeroplane crash. Since then, the remaining twin has turned into a heartless tycoon.
May I look at your goods, Miss Price?
It's always a pleasure to have you here, Dr. Reed. Take all the time you need. Dr. Reed, I am flattered.
It's locked.
It seems violence and madness. Good evening, sir. May I ask you what you're doing here at this late hour?
I'm conducting an investigation about the epidemic in this part of town.
And who are you, sir?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital. May I ask who you are and why all the questions?
I'm Detective Inspector Charles Albright from Scotland Yard. And I don't find your answers convincing. What is a Pembroke doctor doing in the West End at this time of night?
I'm here on my own, sir. I have no official appointment other than my desire to save lives.
Then we have the same objective, sir. The difference is, to catch my suspects, I use a magnifying glass and handcuffs instead of a microscope.
What are you investigating, exactly?
I have a missing woman, possibly abducted a few nights ago. Louise Teasdale. It seems you already found my other missing person, Mr. Tadao Kimura.
Tell me about Louise Teasdale.
She's a waitress. Her father reported her missing. We don't...
Do you have any idea where she could...
No.
What...
I have...
Tell me...
She's a...
Do you have...
No.
What are you really doing here?
I told you. I'm a detective inspector from Scotland Yard, investigating suspicious cases in the area.
What about the situation in the East End? Why are there no police there to protect the civilians?
I know, it's a shame, but we just don't have enough men to cover the entire city.
Do you work alone?
Yes, the situation is difficult for the police.
Why are you investigating at night?
Criminals rarely act in daylight, you know. But since you are also a night worker, have you noticed anything strange which requires police attention?
No, I've noticed nothing odd.
All right. But keep your eyes open, though.
What can you tell me about this district?
I'm the one asking questions, especially when there's a killer on the loose.
And what about the epidemic?
We both know the situation is critical, don't we, Doctor? Colleagues of mine die almost every day.
What killer?
I'm not going to discuss that with the civilians, sir.
Haven't I told you about the investigation I'm conducting? Perhaps I could help you.
All right, without giving you too much information, I'll tell you this. I'm convinced there is a homicidal maniac on the loose, using the epidemic to disguise his kills. Criminal...
No.
All right.
Tell me all you know about that homicidal maniac you're looking for.
I'm not even sure there is only one. The wounds are always the same, but the modus operandi varies. Sometimes violent and brutal, sometimes precise and swift.
How could different killers inflict the same wounds?
That's my main problem. If my theory is correct, maybe we're facing a group of individuals sharing the same violent tendencies. Perhaps a sadist cult.
Do you need medical attention, Inspector?
I'm afraid I may have caught something. I don't feel too well.
You'll quickly feel better after...
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
Do you know anything in particular about a man called Aloysius Dawson?
Who doesn't know the man? I think he intervened
What else can you tell me about him?
Aloysius Dawson is exactly the kind of powerful and influential man who could commit murder and get away with it. with just one phone call.
What are you in?
I have a missing.
Tell me about.
She's away.
Do you have?
No.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Seems fine. Contagious.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed.
Dr. Reed? Dr. Reed?
Is there anything wrong?
No, it's just... Your name sounds familiar. And your face. Have we met before?
I think I would remember. So I suppose the answer is no.
That's odd. I'm certain I've already heard of you. My name is Pericles Baker. Does that mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not, sir. But it's a pleasure to meet you anyway.
The pleasure is mine, I guess. I only wish I could remember when it was that we met.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Baker. What are you doing out here in the middle of the night?
We are waiting. Waiting for someone.
And why are you waiting for this person?
Because we need to leave this city. As soon as...
Why do you want to leave the city?
I'm not really sure.
Can you tell me anything about this district?
As you like asking questions so much, would you allow me to ask you one first?
Please, be my guest.
Do you like this city?
I don't know. I was born and raised in London, but I feel like a stranger here recently.
You didn't answer my question, sir. But I don't blame you. Perhaps it's better that way.
And what do you do?
I stopped working when I decided to leave. When I realized what I want.
But what...
Does it really matter anymore? Considering the past seems so pointless to me.
Tell me more about why you want to leave London, then.
I just don't belong here anymore. I had to convince my brother to leave London because I know we need to find another life out of the city.
Who are you waiting for? I'm sure he has a name.
I really can't answer that question, since I don't know that person.
And why is that?
This person is mostly my brother's acquaintance. I don't even know his real name. Only that this man could help us leave this city once and for all.
But why would you need this person's help to leave London anyway?
Well, I thought we should have left this cursed place already, but my brother convinced me to stay a while longer, and here we are.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
I've heard this is a man who has searched for his place in the world for a long time. I hope he found it.
Goodbye, Mr. Baker. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Do you need my help?
Yes, please. Would you be kind enough to tell me what the time is?
That's all you need to know.
Well, is it not important to know? As important as where you are? Or who you are?
I suppose you're right. And who are you then, sir?
I am Agamemnon Baker. Like my brother, I think we need to leave this city immediately. And my brother and I rarely agree on anything.
May I ask why you've not gone already, if you're so exasperated by this long wait?
I believe fear is holding us back. My brother would have said it's laziness, but it's just because he's prouder than I am.
May I ask what you're doing outside at this hour of night?
I don't know. You should ask my brother instead. It was his idea in the first place.
You must have your own ideas.
From what I have managed to understand, I guess we're supposed to wait here. Waiting for someone to come.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
It's the only place I've considered myself happy. Or at least that's what I believe. Unfortunately, it's time to leave.
Why is that?
Because I'm not feeling happy here anymore. Are you?
What kind of question is that? What am I supposed to answer, exactly?
The truth. And I believe you just did it, actually.
What can you tell me about your brother?
He's older than me, I think. But the important thing is that I really hope I'll die before him. Grief would just kill me, you know?
Is that all?
Pericles is very attached to this city, and without my insistence, he would never leave this place. We don't often agree on anything, you see?
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
You should ask that question to my brother instead. Personally, I've not seen Aloysius for many years.
Who are you waiting for, exactly?
The more I think about it, the more I believe it's not exactly a person we are waiting for.
But what else could it be, then?
I don't know. A feeling? An event? An impulse? How can I tell? Something that would allow us to leave this trap.
I'm afraid I'm not
Have you ever felt like life trapped you in a role that does not fit you? That you're not in your place? That sort of trap.
Trap? And you think leaving London will free you?
At least it will give us the chance to be free. That's more than our present situation. Hope, Doctor. Hope is what truly drives mankind.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Baker. This is despicable.
Ain't safe here for a gentleman.
Too many murders to investigate them all, but they will not be forgotten.
Good evening, Miss Price. I'm Dr. Reed. Do you remember me?
Dr. Reed? Yes, of course. You are the doctor who healed me and my mum. Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Good to see you too, Carol. Are you all right?
Oh, yes. I did not hurt myself recently. I know how to take care of myself now. I'm almost a grown-up.
Do you need my medical attention?
Oh, please, sir. Do not waste your time with me.
Don't be shy. It's my duty.
Thank you, sir.
Why are you awake at night, Carol? Why is work not easy? Is something or someone bothering you?
Oh, no. Most people are gentle with me. But I'm so nervous sometimes. I pay no attention and hurt myself. Good thing my mum learned first aid.
I'm sure your mother is grateful for your help.
I do the best I can. But I'm so clumsy sometimes. I drop things. I injure myself. Is it...
What can you tell me of the people living nearby?
I don't speak to many people, except our customers. It's not easy to make friends. And with the epidemic, it's even more difficult.
Have you no friends at all?
No. Mr. Nithercote used to pass by and was always nice to me.
Does he not come by anymore?
No. Mum said he was weird. Always reciting poetry about a girl he'd met in Whitechapel. I wonder who this camellia may be.
What can you tell me about the epidemic?
Some of our regular customers have left London. Some others only send their housemaids now. Everybody fears the contagion. I've even seen men with weapons.
Have you ever met the famous Aloysius Dawson?
Yes. A very strange man. Not very nice.
What do you mean?
He said he was ready to pay good money for rare books, and then laughed at what we showed him.
Do you enjoy working with your mother?
Oh yes, Doctor. My mother raised me alone after my father died. We've always lived together, and she has always watched over me.
Do you ever think about getting married, now you're a woman?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. Mum always says I'm still a child who has no idea how tough life can be. No husband would like a clumsy girl like me.
Do you remember your father?
No, I was just a baby then. My mother always told me how strong and good he was.
Goodbye.
I am glad to see you again.
I am sorry, I can't help you, sir. Perhaps you should talk
It's
to someone
locked,
else
all right.
instead.
I hope you can stay a little longer this time. Dr. Reed, I am glad to see you again.
Good evening, Miss Price.
You know you can call me Carolyn, my dear doctor.
Carol's gratitude is exemplary. She seems determined never to leave you.
I'm taking care of my daughter as well as I can. It's not always easy, but she's the best gift life gave me.
But she'll probably leave you someday to live her own life. Will that be difficult for you?
Why would she leave? Children sometimes stay with their parents until the end, for they know no one else will love them as much.
Goodbye.
I hope you can stay a little longer.
Good morning. Good evening, sir.
The Spanish flu is not the only hidden killer around here.
I cannot enter.
Perhaps
It's
London
locked,
will
all right.
survive the epidemic, but I see terrible trials awaiting in the future. Jonathan Reed, at last we meet. The cards warned me you would visit tonight.
I beg your pardon, sir. Do I know you?
Of course you do. Our mutual friend, Dr. Swansea, can't speak highly enough of you. My name is Usher. Usher Talltree.
You are the leader of the Brotherhood, are you not?
Primate of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, to be precise. I'm really glad we met tonight. I love it when the cards tell me a truth.
The cards told you to expect me.
Yes, they tell me everything. They've told me of your unquenchable thirst for blood. Be wary, Ekon. I've heard such a rich diet can be bad for the heart.
Can you read the cards for me?
Are you sure you want to know what they will reveal?
Yes, I am.
It will cost you 150 shillings.
Here is the money.
The Sorceress. A heart-shaped trap built to entangle a loved one. Mirrors on every wall to see her own reflection constantly.
What can you tell me about the neighborhood?
I really don't know. I don't often go outside. And when I do, it's usually to quite distant destinations.
So you see nothing in the stars for me? You're a poor fortune teller, then?
Oh, I can tell you many things. But they will only concern you, not the city. For example, I know that you offered your sister the final rest she asked for.
Do the cards speak of my Mary?
No. It's the burning aura of guilt that precedes you everywhere you go.
Read my fortune, then.
You have been chosen, Jonathan. I see on you the mark of a strong being, So powerful it needn't even reveal its strength.
Tell me about yourself. What do you do here, besides turning cards in the middle of the night?
I'm for most a charlatan. For a few, I'm a vampire. And for you, I'm the primate of St. Paul's Stole.
Some believe you to be a vampire. Who?
The Guard of Priwen, who else? For a time, they sent spies to observe my activities, and they even broke into my home to gather proof.
Did they steal anything from you?
A personal notebook they quickly took to their headquarters.
Do you want your notebook back?
If you ever find it, I'd be glad.
For how long have you been a primate?
It was 15 years.
What do you make of Dr. Swansea?
Edgar is a brilliant and dedicated man. A man of his time. Sometimes a little muddled, but always looking for new paths and new...
Can you read the cards for me?
Put the money on the...
Here,
The Joker. A woman bent to obey and debate.
Is there any...
Aloysius Dawson. Yes, of course. We met on several occasions. With time, he got deeper and deeper into the occult.
He's not the only one. It's been quite the fashion for several decades. The Golden Dawn, for instance, is
True.
Can you read the...
Put the money on the...
Here is
The mother.
How do you measure the amount of blood on my hands?
I told you. The cards always tell the truth.
Is it possible to tell me my future?
A vampire's fate is much more delicate to read, Doctor. But I can try.
All right. Let me hear it.
You'll cast your heart into the fire without hesitation, Jonathan. For pain is only for the mortals.
All right.
You'll cast your...
I would... How...
I told you.
Is it
Vampire...
How did you let...
Swansea to...
She was no longer the sister I knew. She had changed. Hateful.
She returned as a force of evil, Jonathan, in putting an...
May I ask...
Of course. But I must warn you that there are some...
I know...
It was 1800...
What was the nature?
The problem was...
Who found it?
That's precisely...
So you're not just a club?
Once upon a time...
Can you read...
Put the money on...
Here.
The Iron Maiden...
Can you read the cards?
Put the money on...
Here.
The Hermit...
Can you read...
Put the money...
Here.
The Alchemy...
Can you read the card?
Put the money...
Perhaps let... Goodbye, sir.
I rarely... Cards never... But they are never easy to read.
Doctor?
What are you...
I have...
Tell me...
She's awake.
Do you have...
No. Goodbye.
Good evening.
You know...
Tell me, Carolyn, do you often wound or hurt your daughter by mistake?
No. I always thought it was Carol's clumsiness that caused these incidents. Maybe it's a family trait, Doctor.
You really believe it's just bad luck and being clumsy, then?
Of course, Doctor. What else could it be? I have nothing to hide.
You are responsible for your daughter's many injuries and scars, Carolyn. You brutalize her, don't you?
How could I abuse my own flesh and blood? This is nonsense. It would be like hurting myself.
You really believe you've done nothing wrong, don't you? How long has this been going on for? I should have seen it when you were my patients.
Seen what? Child abuse? Are you mad, Dr. Reed? I dedicated my whole life...
Yes. Even her name is just a part of yours. This is a terrible tragedy. Something of an unknown...
I can't believe what I'm hearing. How dare you say something like that? What kind of a monster do you...
Speak to me, Carolyn. Why do you behave like this? How does it make you feel to hurt Carol before cajoling her?
I don't know. It makes me feel good to take care of...
Do you realize Carol is a person? Not a toy.
Carol and I are perfectly happy.
I'm not judging you, Carolyn.
You will not separate... Poor me. Oh no, poor me. I'm dying. For real. No one will cry for me now.
Good evening, young...
My mother will...
You need to understand you are in danger, Carol.
That's a lie. She has always taken good care of me.
Yes.
What are you saying? No.
Is it true?
Yes.
Why?
It's like I can't help...
When exactly did...
Ever since I was little. Mother, where are you? I can't see. I'm so afraid, Mother.
Hello again, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye. Good evening, Mr. Baker.
Why do I always have feelings of deja vu when I talk to you?
Pericles, tell me why your brother disagrees with your presence here.
Agamemnon is naive sometimes. Although don't consider him a fool, sir. He is often more lucid than me.
What can you tell me about your brother?
If you are searching for a pleasant chat, you should speak with him instead of wasting your time with me. He has always been the more gentle of us.
That's it? That's all you can tell me about him?
For the time being, true kindness is the most valuable quality, my good sir.
At least you both have the same difficulty explaining what you're doing, and for what reason.
But is that not a common problem for all mortals?
Goodbye, Mr. Baker.
Dr. Reed.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. What has happened to the London that I knew?
Hello.
Good. I have this thirst for blood.
Are you from Ascalon? Over there! There's one of them vermin! Back in the grave, you! Look up! He's dead! Crush the leech, boy! Over there! There's one of them birds burning! I shall fear no evil!
Dawson's mansion. Here I am at last. But the question remains, am I ready to make a dying man my progeny? Reduced in rank for falsely accusing a man of murder. I wonder what Inspector Albright thinks about his punishment. It's locked. It's locked.
Finally, you're here, Dr. Reed. What took you so long?
I had to pass several of your barricades and outposts to access your mansion, sir.
Death, pestilence surround us, and time is against me.
I see you've gathered some of the most expensive, albeit experimental, blood transfusion equipment available. All this could be so useful in a hospital.
Yes, yes. Since Lord Redgrave sent me a doctor to perform my conversion, I thought you might find some of these devices useful.
Most thoughtful. But tonight I'm not here as a physician.
But I feel reassured that a specialist such as yourself would help me to escape the Reaper.
Very well. But before I proceed, I have a few questions for you.
If you must, but be quick, for I don't have much time left in this life.
First of all, I need to be sure that you know exactly what is going to happen to you, sir.
I can assure you I'm as informed as any man can be. I have planned for this moment, Doctor.
I'm the only vampire in the room for now, so please indulge me.
All right, all right. What is it you wish to ask?
You'll need to feed on warm blood. Blood from mortals. How do you feel about that?
I'm rich, Dr. Reed, and powerful. I'm sure I'll be able to acquire all the blood I need without ever having to sully my own hands.
I will become your maker. Do you understand what that means?
Well, I certainly won't consider you my liege, or some such drivel. You can be assured of that.
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
What I do know is that I'll crush anyone or anything that would dare to oppose me.
Let's move on, then.
Please, I'm cold and tired. I feel my life waning with every moment.
But first, before you embrace immortality, what would you do with such a gift?
That's a rather impertinent question, Dr. Reed, and I will do as I please.
Answer me all the same. What will your first act...
To save London.
Who gave you the right to decide the fate of thousands?
My money.
You really plan to build a quarantine?
Yes.
But
come, sir. An eminent doctor like your...
Let me guess. You mean to isolate the...
This... as long as... But yep. That...
I've heard enough. It's time to proceed.
At last. All right, do what you have to do. If it hurts, so be it. I've been preparing such a long time for this.
You don't deserve immortality, Mr. Dawson.
What? What are you prattling on about?
I don't believe I've ever met a man so bereft of empathy. You, sir, are despicable.
No! Wait! You can't! I made a deal with Lord Redgrave. I'll finance whatever he wants. Please, just ask him.
Sleep now. Rest now. Forever.
I would have lived forever. Who are you to decide my fate? Who gave you the authority?
Is it done, Dr. Reed? Is Aloysius Dawson reborn, as expected?
Alas, Aloysius Dawson was not brought back to life after his death. The man is gone.
What? What happened?
He didn't survive the procedure. He was too weak.
This is unacceptable, nevertheless. You were given the simplest...
Well?
From now on, you're...
I'll leave you then.
Yes, go, traitor, and take that off.
Step away, traitor. Return to your dubious friends and your decrepit hospital. Do not dare show yourself again, you or that monster.
We meet again at the strangest of times, young Ekon. So do you serve the Earl of Bristol now?
Old Bridget.
Your friend, the wise Ekon.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury? What?
I knew nothing of your maker, but we...
Lady Ashbury in the sewers?
She said she was your friend.
Did anyone see you?
Who said I took the streets?
Lady Ashbury. You know...
The lady approached me but a few nights ago.
Harriet Jones is still with you then?
Harriet remains angry.
Tell me what is going on.
The lady asked us to keep an eye on...
Wait!
I'm listening.
Where is...
She said...
How did...
She present...
What?
I am...
What?
Her...
Why do...
Because...
You're...
Yes.
No.
I shall return to my den.
Yes. Tell her I love her.
Is this still unknown to her? Go now and take care, young Ekon.
Dr. Reed. Still...
Is it true you were dropped in rank? Tell me.
Yes, it is.
So why are you...
Because I'm a damn fine copper.
The death penalty.
I agree.
Why?
I believe no one should
Are you a pacifist?
No, sir.
What are you in...
Well,
I would...
why do...
I don't...
So you were the killer. I knew I was right.
Hello.
Good.
We should be far from town already. All right. But where would we go? Anywhere. Anywhere that isn't here. And what is that, by the way? A safer place? A less strange place? And where would that be? Life is strange. And we are alive. For now, yes. But for how long? If we decided to flee, we should be far from town already. All right. But where would we go?
Good evening, Mr. Tell me more about your strange feelings towards the city.
I would be happy to describe them, but it's too hard to explain with mere words what I'm feeling.
Go on.
Where should I...
This is not the first time
men kill each...
Both can be disastrous, and a combination of the two merely increases their potency.
And what if they were just a sign of worse disasters to...
How long?
Sometimes
it could be...
That's quite true.
What would be...
Really?
Do you need my medical attention?
No.
So in the end, was it you we were waiting for? Death was our destination.
Hello again, Dr. Reed.
Tell me, how long have you been...
I can't say for sure.
Is that the most honest answer?
Yes, I think so.
I know one thing.
And it's better that way. What kind of life?
I'm a scientist.
You know?
What are you really afraid of, Agamemnon?
The problem is, it's...
If you find
a happy... such a... That would mean I...
This makes no sense. No sense at all. I should have told my brother to go sooner.
Trials. Good evening.
Can you read the...
Put the money...
Here is
the snake.
Can you read the card?
Put the money on.
Here is
The glutton. A man who just eats.
Can you read the card?
The cards.
Tell me about it.
I'm from... The cards have nothing else to tell?
Goodbye, sir.
I rarely... The Fool and the Empress. Again. What are the cards trying to tell us?
Dare you interfere with... You're mine!
A restaurant where the guests are blindfolded before being seated. Intriguing.
Step away. Crush them, leech spawn.
Good evening, Miss Teasdale.
Dr. Reed.
Please,
Good.
What can...
Never heard...
Really?
He a big shot or something?
What do you do for a living?
Before my kidnapping.
Were you fired?
No.
What do you intend to do?
Dad always told me.
Be very...
You killed my kidnapper.
What can you...
I've never really liked...
What exactly don't you...
People here are contemptuous and elite.
Do you need my... I have no...
All right, then.
Louise, what can you tell me about the vampire who...
The little fucker claimed he'd fallen in love with me. That he wanted to spend eternity with me. Not a bad idea. At least that's the way it seemed at first.
Really? Did you consider accepting his proposal?
Well, immortality. Not a common wedding gift, is it? I think he just wanted to have his way with me. Can vampires even fuck, Doctor?
What? Well, I really can't answer that.
Don't be embarrassed, Dr. Reed. I was just asking.
You seem to cherish your father.
Dad was the best. He kept an eye on me.
I'm sorry you didn't have the...
That's all right. He's buried in consecrated...
Louise.
I'm proud he went after me. I forgive him all his harsh words.
Yes.
Yes, Doctor. And there's no treatment for that.
Goodbye, Miss Teasdale. And be careful. until we meet again.
I can't forgive you, Father.
Remember, don't let any strangers come into your
Support the equality between men and women!
Good evening.
And good evening.
Do you need...
Indeed.
Oh. Goodbye, Charlotte.
She's been...
Good...
And...
Good...
She's been...
Good evening, Dr. Reed. A great night, what?
Calhoun, tell me about your relationship with Doris Fletcher.
Oh, Doris. Cold fire and burning ice trapped in a perfect body. Our passion was as intense as it was brief. What an actress.
You sound surprisingly sad. Have you regrets?
I think of her as a divine dish. I'm glad I was able to taste it, but I regret I could only get a bite of her mystery.
You really loved her then?
She fascinated me, Dr. Reed. I can't imagine what she must have endured through her life to reach such a level of emotion and sensibility.
How did you meet her?
On a boat to France before the war. She was thinking about a career in Paris, and I was eager to try French gastronomy. We both returned disappointed.
I expect you've seen her on stage, too.
She really is the best actress of her generation. Such frailty and such strength at the same time. I hope she'll play again soon. She's been away for too long.
I have found a restaurant that could satisfy you, Mr. Russell. The most intriguing and exotic restaurant in London.
Really? You have piqued my interest. Where is it?
It's a place where you eat in complete darkness and try to identify your meal without anything but your palate.
My, oh my, how interesting. It could even be fun to eat a little poisson et frite that way. Oh, thank you, Dr. Reed. Please, have this for your research.
I may have a look at your goods, Mr. Russell.
Over there! Fuck, it's dead! I'm mine!
I will return at a more convenient time. It's locked, all right. It's locked. I cannot enter.
Look like over there! What the?
This is despicable.
Sir, north of it.
What is this truck?
I'd head
Are
back
the vampire
if I
hunters
it's
here
not
already?
human. Murderous bastard! Die, vermin!
Good evening.
Evening.
Do you need medical attention?
No thanks. I've had enough of doctors to...
Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher. Try to take care of yourself. Hello again, Mr.
Good evening, Doctor.
Hello again, Mr. Blight.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
We were supposed to be safe. What a fucking joke.
Oswald, I'm sorry to leave you alone. Avenge me, my love.
We fought for England, but England won't fight for us.
Good evening.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Oswald, tell me.
It was more than dark.
Say it. What you and
it did. Newton, don't be sorry. We'll meet again soon, and we will be serene and beautiful.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Are you all right? I heard the hospital.
I'm okay.
Do you think he...
Yes.
Goodbye.
Murderers and thieves, the lot of them. They
I
are
have-
criminals who treat you at Pembroke.
Do you recall...
Do you...
This-
Well, it... I'm not afraid of dying, for I have no reason to live anymore. I'm coming, Mortimer, and we'll talk, you and I.
Good evening, Milk.
Good evening. Wise choice.
Good evening, Doctor.
Dr. Reed.
What will...
I always fancied visiting...
Are you okay?
Yes.
Is anyone...
No! I'm sorry, Nurse Brannigan. I won't witness the great doctor you were destined to be.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Pepper.
To become a...
But...
We say... I don't know. On the...
And...
The mill... Poor Dr.
Where is...
I don't know. I knew I should have fled this rotten city with Milton since the first day of the contagion.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening. Who will take care of the sick? Of the poor, Dr. Tippets?
Good evening, Milk.
Good evening, For months, I...
Does it not?
Sometimes I...
Pippa, my princess, flee away while you can, for all is lost.
Good evening, Dr. Ackroyd.
You're the last person that I want to see right now, Dr. Reed.
I see that you are as friendly as ever.
Are you really going to ask me why? That would just be more evidence of your selfishness.
Are you all right?
For now, we have to keep on looking out.
Has Dr. Swansea...
Yes, this...
How do you think these recent events will affect the Pembroke Hospital?
I am not blind.
Don't you think the epidemic is enough to deal with, without wasting time on insults and suspicions?
Yes, the epidemic. Convenient, isn't it? Just...
You are troubled by the death of your patient.
Harvey Fiddick. All our patients, so many of them. Will Strickland be up to the task? I wonder.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
As far as what happened,
we don't know.
I could have saved Mr. Fiddick if I had more time. I could have shown you all.
It's locked, all right. It's locked, all right.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Such a pleasure to see you again. Are you all right? I heard the hospital was attacked.
Unfortunately, violence can be a necessary evil, sir. I volunteered, joined the army to serve the Empire, sir.
What do you mean?
A hospital should...
Please.
Of course. Good evening, Dr. Reed. Such a pleasure to see you again. So you were the proverbial wolf amongst the sheep, sir. I should have killed you for the sake of many.
Those bastards. What have they done to Edgar? Done.
Ultraviolet curtains and orichalcum powder. Dr. Swansea's always been a resourceful bastard. I bet he never told you he had this installed in case of a vampire attack. Says a lot about how much he trusts you.
What have you done with Edgar?
Don't worry. We don't kill humans. Even if your friend is deserving of a little punishment for what.
What are you talking about?
We know everything. Swansea and you created this bloody epidemic. You aim to unleash another disaster, just like William Marshall did.
No! I'm trying to put an end to it, just like you are!
You're its progeny, aren't you? Where is the monster hiding? It's still in England, isn't it?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Jeffrey, please listen to me.
No tricks. That shit won't work on me. We've found proof in the theater. Doris Fletcher was your first experiment. Now where is Marshall? Speak! So much for modern technology. Time for the tried and true. Do you know what this is, Beast? This is a drop of King Arthur's blood. The blood of a true defender of Britain. Stronger than your evil powers.
This is ridiculous. We're losing precious time.
True enough. Soon I'll bring your head before your coward of a father. Come on, Reed. Try something else.
I'll pin you down!
Close your eyes! This is gonna hurt. Your poisonous bite is useless on the blood of a true defender of this land will protect me. True light will cleanse you! If you're so innocent, Freeman prevails! We are the guardian of justice. Priwen shall prevail.
You can't accept the fact we're not enemies, can you?
We always have been, and we always will be.
Perhaps you're right. Maybe I am.
You're nothing but a corpse, enemy.
There is no way you'll ever let me be, McCullum. You'll always hunt me down, won't you?
There is no escape, Leech. Kill me now. For there is no way you can sway me to your ideals.
That's where you're mistaken.
What do you mean?
I'll make you a vampire. I'll make you one of us!
No! Kill me!
Prepare yourself, Hunter. You're about to be hunted, just like me.
No! No!
When I kissed my partner goodbye, I had no idea what I was doing. But now I do. Consider this my kiss of Judas. Welcome to the world through the looking glass.
Steady, boys, we've got one of them!
Away with you! Watch out! It's fast!
Burn it, boys!
This one's a top! He's dead!
So Priwen never left Doris's theatre after they invaded. They must be holding Edgar here in their new headquarters. It's locked.
Remember your vows, friends! Over there! There's one in there! Remember your vows, friends! It ain't human!
I have this thirst for blood.
Smells like rotten meat. One's near.
It's locked, all right. Doris Fletcher was about to become a disaster. I'm getting close to having all the evidence.
This is no place for you, sir. Bloody monster!
It's locked. I should find the key to that box. Blood of a pure heart, garlic, blood of a king. I don't understand. Perhaps this is what McCullum drank. I had better keep that in mind. It's locked. It's locked, all right.
Edgar. Edgar, can you hear me?
Jonathan, is it really you?
Easy. Easy. Save your strength. I'm getting you out of here.
Don't try to spare me. As a physician, I know all too well when it's too late. Punctured lung, broken ribs, and internal bleeding. An accurate diagnosis, wouldn't you say?
Edgar, what happened?
They wanted me to confess. Beat me black and blue.
Geoffrey McCullum ambushed me at the Pembroke Hospital. He was convinced you and I were responsible for the Skal epidemic.
I never imagined that self-righteous fanatic would dare to attack us.
I put him in a somewhat delicate position.
Really? You sure that was...
Time will tell. The most intriguing part...
William Marshall.
I think you're hiding something, Edgar. William Marshall, for example.
Jonathan, I cannot...
What can you...
Not much.
Why...
He was the only...
Why would he deserve...
I cannot...
What...
Not...
Why would...
Maybe due to...
While in...
I have nothing to hide.
Do you... Harriet Joe...
That...
Do you know...
No.
Harriet...
What...
Doris...
I know no...
No.
What does this sad story...
Come... My point... Doris and Harriet shared more than a hidden family bond. They were the embodiment of the epidemic and are linked to the Pembroke Hospital. Come on, Edgar, this is no coincidence.
I swear I'm at a complete loss. All I did was administer vampire blood to cure old Harriet. There was no evil plan, no diabolical plot.
You did what?
I tested the regenerating and healing properties of vampire blood on Harriet Jones. My only intention was to find the cure for influenza, I swear.
Whose blood did you use? William Marshall's? Mine?
Lady Ashbury's. While transfusing her with human blood, humanely appeasing her hunger, I also kept samples of her blood for my research.
You used her blood on Harriet Jones? My God, Edgar, that's unethical. You betrayed 2 of your patients at the same time.
How dare you judge me? Must I name the alarming list of your victims?
We are both deceivers. But at least I know I'm a monster.
You have worked beside me. You saw what I'm doing at Pembroke Hospital. Jonathan, you know I'm not an evil soul. Just another victim of this tragedy.
No, Edgar, you are not going to die. Unless you want to.
What do you mean?
I can save you, Edgar. I can turn your broken body into one like mine.
You truly would? After all I've done, after all that's been said, you would offer me this gift?
I have no way of knowing which punishment would be worse, Edgar. But it is not for me to decide. So?
Oh, please, Jonathan, please. I beg you. This is what I've always wanted. This is what I've always searched for.
Very well, then. Prepare to die and be reborn. To face an eternity of guilt.
I'm ready. Oh, indeed, I am ready.
Enough! It's locked. I will return later.